Demon Slayer has some of the most breathtaking animation ever put to screen, and one of the emptiest stories in mainstream anime. I know what you're thinking. Here we go, another guy dunking on the most popular anime of the decade. But give me 60 seconds, because I'm not here to hate. The Mugen Train arc hit me emotionally. Rengoku's death hit different. The visuals from Ufotable are genuinely some of the greatest ever animated. But here's what a lot of you have quietly felt and never said out loud. Demon Slayer is a masterpiece of style built around a story with almost nothing to say. The characters barely grow. The villains are set dressing. By the final arc, you realize the whole thing was a gorgeous, expensive theme park ride, and it drops you right back where you started, feeling nothing. Anime is capable of so much more than that. So, today I'm going to show you 5 anime that took everything Demon Slayer does. The demon hunting, the emotional backstories, the spectacular fights, the found family, and actually built something meaningful on top of it. Most of them, I'd bet real money you haven't watched. And by the end of this video, you're going to be furious at the algorithm for hiding them from you. Let's go. Let me make the case quickly, because you deserve a real argument, not just vibes. Tanjiro Kamado is the protagonist of Demon Slayer. Across 4 seasons, his core character trait is this. He's kind. He's kind at the beginning, kind in the middle, kind at the end. He doesn't change. He doesn't evolve. He never confronts anything uncomfortable about himself. Compare that to Eren Yeager in Attack on Titan. Eren becomes something the audience can no longer root for. That's a character with an arc. Tanjiro just gets stronger and stays nice. And when the emotional beats land in Demon Slayer, it's not because the writing earned them. It's because Ufotable makes the music swell at exactly the right moment. That's production design doing the emotional labor that the writing should have done. What does it look like when an anime actually gets this right? The first anime is Dororo. Dororo came out in 2019, the same year as Demon Slayer, and came and went without making a fraction of the cultural impact. That is a crime. Both shows are about a young man hunting demons in historical Japan. Both built around family loss, both with spectacular individual combat. But where Demon Slayer gives you a protagonist who never changes, Dororo gives you Hyakkimaru, a protagonist whose entire existence is a philosophical crisis in motion. Here's the premise. Hyakkimaru was born to a lord who made a pact with 48 demons. He sacrificed his son's body parts in exchange for wealth and power. Hyakkimaru was born without eyes, ears, skin, or a voice. He hunts demons, and every time he kills one, he gets a piece of himself back. A limb, a sense, his skin, his voice. And here's the question the show forces you to sit with the entire time. What does it mean to become more human? And more devastatingly, is becoming more human actually a good thing? Episode 15. Hyakkimaru gets his eyes back. He sees color for the first time. He sees Dororo, the kid traveling with him, for the first time. And the show doesn't play this as triumphant. It plays it as terrifying. Because suddenly he can see the difference between his enemies and the people he loves. And that distinction is going to cost him more than blindness ever did. By the second half of the series, Hyakkimaru starts to become dangerous, not because he turns evil, but because actually feeling things makes him reckless and furious in ways his previous emptiness never allowed. There is no clean resolution. There is no world where everyone gets what they want. 24 episodes, every single one earns its place. If you watched Demon Slayer and thought, I wish the story had more weight to it, Dororo is the answer to that wish. The second anime is Shigurui, Death Frenzy. This one is going to push some of you. It's not comfortable viewing. But I'd be doing this video a disservice if I only recommended things that are easy. Shigurui aired in 2007. 13 episodes, samurai-era Japan. 2 disciples of the same sword school destined to fight each other to the death. The connection to Demon Slayer is specifically about combat. Demon Slayer's fights are gorgeous spectacles, but they don't have weight. Nobody permanently suffers in a way that changes the story's moral landscape. Shigurui's fights are the opposite of safe. The first episode opens with the tournament. 2 warriors, one missing an arm, one blind, and the entire show is a 13-episode flashback explaining how they got there, how they trained under the same monstrous master, how they loved the same woman, how a culture of absolute discipline and absolute cruelty shaped them into what they became. The master at the center of the show is a genius of the blade and a deeply broken human being. His genius and his cruelty are not separate things. They are the same thing in different directions. Every fight costs something, not just blood. Something psychological, something relational, something that cannot be given back. 13 episodes. You could finish it in a weekend. If you've ever watched a Demon Slayer fight and thought, I wish this meant something more, Shigurui will make you feel every single second in your chest. The third anime is Claymore, 2007, 26 episodes, produced by Madhouse, the one that keeps me up at night. Demon Slayer is about a human fighting monsters, supported by a righteous organization. Claymore is that exact premise. Except, the story goes to places Demon Slayer is completely unwilling to go. The warriors in Claymore are women who had their bodies altered to fight monsters. They are weapons. The organization that created them has no interest in their well-being. And when they get too powerful, they're sent a death warrant, expected to be killed by their own comrades. When a Claymore gets too strong, the organization classifies her as too dangerous and sends her sisters to kill her. Demon Slayer has the Demon Slayer Corps, hierarchical, flawed, but fundamentally righteous. Claymore asks something different. What if the institution protecting you is also the one most likely to destroy you? What does loyalty mean when your organization sees you as a resource? Episode 17. 7 Claymores sent on a suicide mission. They know they're going to die. They go anyway. And the reasons each of them goes are completely different. 7 distinct characters, 7 distinct inner lives, all making the same terrible choice for 7 different reasons. That's writing. Claire, the protagonist, is not kind in the way Tanjiro is kind. She is driven, sometimes cold. She stays complicated all the way through. The journey, all 26 episodes, is better than most anime that got perfect endings. Watch Claymore, please. The 4th anime is Blade of the Immortal, the 2019 MAPPA version. 24 episodes, completely faithful to one of the greatest manga ever written. Completely buried. Demon Slayer's core is about a boy who cannot stop fighting until he saves his sister. Blade of the Immortal's core is about a man who cannot die, literally cursed with immortality as punishment. He takes on the job of protecting a girl seeking revenge. He doesn't want this job. He just can't find a reason to walk away. Manji has had 1,000 lives worth of fighting. He's tired in a way Tanjiro cannot access. His immortality is not a superpower. It's a prison. He feels every wound, every time. Episode 8 introduces Shira, one of the most disturbing villains in anime. Not because he's powerful, but because he's sadistic in a way that's mundane and human. He doesn't have a tragic backstory. He's just a man who enjoys causing pain, who found a world that gave him permission to be exactly what he is. Demon Slayer's villains want power or survival. Blade of the Immortal's villains want things that feel terrifyingly familiar. Permission, the freedom to be the worst version of themselves, a prestige adaptation of one of the greatest manga ever written, and barely anyone saw it. The 5th anime is Moribito, Guardian of the Spirit. This is the one. If I could only recommend one anime from this entire list to someone who loves Demon Slayer but wants something more, it would be Moribito. 2007, 26 episodes. Production IG, the same studio behind Ghost in the Shell. The fight choreography of the protagonist Balsa is based on actual martial arts research. When Balsa fights, you feel physics. You feel leverage. You feel the geometry of bodies in space. The premise. Balsa is a wandering female bodyguard who saves a young prince named Chagam, marked for death by his own father. Because Chagam carries inside him an egg of a water spirit the priests believe will bring catastrophe. Both Demon Slayer and Moribito are about a guardian protecting someone with a supernatural burden. Both must survive the pursuit of powerful institutions. Both are about sacrifice and chosen family. But here is where Moribito goes somewhere Demon Slayer never attempts. The Emperor is not a villain. The man trying to kill the child is a father who genuinely loves his son. The priests advising him are not corrupt. They are working from incomplete information and doing what they believe is right. And Balsa is not fighting against evil. She is fighting against a system that believes it is protecting good. That moral complexity is something Demon Slayer does not have the narrative courage to explore. Episode 20. Not a battle scene. A conversation. And it will make you cry harder than Rengoku's death did. Because it earns it through 20 episodes of quiet, patient human connection. Not spectacle. Balsa is also one of the greatest female protagonists in anime history. Not there to be someone's love interest, the most competent person in every room she enters. Her competence comes not from supernatural power, but from a lifetime of practice, pain, and survival. 26 episodes. This show deserves everything Demon Slayer got. Dororo, Shigurui, Claymore, Blade of the Immortal, Moribito. None of them are popular, and that's not a coincidence. The anime industry rewards spectacle faster than it rewards depth. Demon Slayer is not a bad anime. It's beautiful, entertaining, and emotionally efficient. But popularity and quality are not the same thing, and the algorithm does not owe you the best version of what you love, only the most visible version. These 5 anime are the best version. Do you think Demon Slayer deserves the cultural height it's sitting at? Or deep down, have you always felt something was missing? Drop your take in the comments. I read every single one. Subscribe to Revive Lab. We find the anime the algorithm forgot. Every week. Don't sleep on these.